It's Open House Thursday on Yourview. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Alaja, Nima, Kashat, Zubiri, how are you today?
I'm fine. So they locked trade fair.
Yes, so...
Badagry Express. Yeah, that's why I have to turn to come back into Satellite Town when I'm coming home. And it's the easiest now. Miss it. All the way to Lasso.
That was where we turned when we were going to our house.
So you have to
So you can't turn?
The lock gate.
Oh,
yeah. They use 150 padlocks.
Lock the gate.
To lock the
No, you don't use 150. Don't worry. I don't want to say some things on
The man said it now, the commissioner himself.
I've been hearing a lot of complaints that it's Lagos State against the market people. We must be honest Nigerians. I live in that area. The floods that happened that day flooded my house. It's not a good thing to happen to anybody. The entire Badagry Expressway was this high in water. Cars were buried in water. And it is only one cause, because the drainages were blocked. If market executive cannot call their people to order, let government do government. I live there.
Yeah.
Let government be government. Clean your markets. It's not a big deal. When Loma comes in that area, they will not carry waste for Loma. We have experienced it. This is the third Loma truck that has come, and I hope this one stays. They will tell him, it's too expensive, it's too cost. We are not going to chop the waste we generate. Somebody has to carry it away, or it will clog our drainages. In front of my business, they will use stick, push waste in the gutter, and I run a water business. So I have to clear it. It's 40,000 I paid the last 2 years. The year after, 45. I don't know what I'm paying this year. Because if I don't clear it, local government will come. So I'm just, no, we just need to be honest people.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Nigerians, we just need to learn to be honest. You do your business. When I was growing up, you will sweep your business out.
Today's my brother's birthday.
No, you will pack it. It's really where I was born. You will sweep your waste out, you will pack it. Where I live now, you will sweep it in the drainage. It's not practical.
It's wrong.
We're honest to ourselves.
It's wrong. Please, wish your brother that you can come back.
Not about 3 minutes.
Okay,
but wait. Today is my brother, Shegun Akabasho's birthday. He's a year older.
Yo.
Birthday.
We celebrate
There's
yourself.
one you always say he's the handsome one. Is it this
Yes, he's the handsome one.
Okay. You always say that.
All my brothers are handsome.
I think
please.
so.
What you say is the buff one. That hair
always
on.
says the handsome one.
Oh, no, this one is the handsome one.
You've not finished.
So he sent me snails and stockfish yesterday. I don't know why I'm the one sending. He's the one saying I should be on sending him stuff, but happy that I'm going to send him again. Thank you so much, my brother. Love you, Lutz.
Uncle Shegun, we love you. We love you, like, because we love Mariah. We love you by extension.
Yes.
So, my banter, money
magnet.
Yes. Let me let
just
you
saw it
see
now.
it very well. We are in a 30 billion gang. Dollar is going for 1,300.
Calm down.
So I had to tell myself this morning that, Tokwe, I am in receiving mode. I am selling out. Money is coming to me. What shirt reflects this? I went to find my money magnet shirt and wore it. So please, guys, I am in receiving mode. Please start sending in the money. This is salary week, but the account is not reflecting that you're getting paid. So come and start paying for your land.
Okay, Mara, let me come to you. How you doing?
I'm fine. This money magnet reminds me of the chemistry lessons I've been doing with my son. And I'm learning chemistry. I did not do sciences, so but because I'm raising a child, now I have to be learning chemistry.
Such a good mom.
And then there's this separation technique, and one of it is using a magnet. So I guess I also want a money magnet.
I love the hair, though.
Thank you. It's the same hair you always compliment. Thank you again.
But this is different. The way they straightened it, right? Yeah, it looks so. I can't blame me. It looks different.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's go on a quick break.
You will not gist us about what happened yesterday. Mariah, you were at...
Yes, you are at Africa.
Yes, I was out at Africa's 2023, and also the International Film Festival. I was really excited, the Nigerian version, and it was hosted by Ijoma Ona. Thank you, Ijoma, for inviting me. I had a blast being amongst industry experts, hearing what's going on in the industry, production, distribution, the challenges, the new players, what's happening. It was so good to be in your midst. It was like a reunion of sorts, because I saw so many people I haven't seen in years there. It's such a good feeling to feel like, okay, I am part of this industry, and I need to come forward. I'll be so busy in the front, being the face, that I need to go back a bit to, help in production and do some stuff, put some new concepts out there. But I'm really happy. It was good to be in that midst yesterday. Thank you, Ijoma, for inviting me. Let me go on a quick break now. When we come back, it's Thursday, our gisting day, but first, I'll do the serious work of reviewing the paper. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, we're going to start with the nation. Shatima, farm centers in 774 councils to take off soon. No going back on October 31st exit date for ambassadors. CBN amendment bill scales second reading in Senate. Infrastructure funding, capital market, cash replaces foreign loans. Federal government to dislist unverified workers from payroll. 10 nominees for Senate screening as Rex. And court removes Shaun of Obumasho Oba Olaoye. Okay, which story are we starting with?
So the major headline is very encouraging. The Vice President has encouraged investors to come and look at our farming. He said that they are looking at guaranteeing food security in the country, and so they want to utilize the 774 local government areas in the entire country. He said that Nigeria has about 70 million hectares of underutilized arable land, and that is 75% of our total land area. So government is now looking at, they've embraced what they call a TAAT, GIP, and SAPZ programs that are going to be encouraging investment. And National Agricultural Development Fund will also be encouraging research. They are looking at helping farmers increase production and provide essential infrastructure for industries in the peri-urban areas and expand their capacity. And so we are looking at seeing these mechanized service centers take off across the country. My concern, I believe in the possibility in other states. My concern is Lagos and, the crowd that we have, how it's going to happen here. But of course,
put it in Ekpe for us.
this will, no, Ekpe is not the only local government Lagos has.
It's fun.
So they said it's 774.
Exactly. Even here, Ketu here, we have
come to Ojo as well. They should go to Badagry. Lasso has some land, so the military barracks.
You're only thinking of your own area. It's so sad.
They should bring it so that we can tap in.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a farmer.
There are different kinds of farming. If the land is not enough, there's hydroponics.
Yes.
You do everything.
I'm a farmer's
Okay, that's another story. Let me take the story of the exit date for ambassadors. So what happened was that the federal government yesterday said there is no 3-month extension tenure for the ambassadors recently recalled by the federal government. If you recall, they were recently asked to come back home, and many of them have been lobbying to stay in office. The ministry said that the 31st of October exit date is sacrosanct, and they also placed an embargo on their accounts so that some people cannot start trying to take money or siphon money, according to the Foreign Minister, Ambassador Yusuf Maitama. He issued a notice acted on the directive of the president, saying that October 31st is sacrosanct. Many of them have actually started lobbying traditional rulers, governors, and someone to please beg to see how they can get a 3-month extension. And they say that that's not going to happen. They all must come home by 31st of October.
Yeah, I have federal government workers whose names are missing from the IPPS system will cease to earn salaries from month end. So the Office of the Head of Civil Service of the Federation has said that no fewer than 89,100 workers on the federal payroll are yet to update their records. And they said that they've been in the business of trying to sensitize quite aggressively for civil servants to make sure that they are properly enrolled on the IPPIS. They said they started this in 2017. Anyway, we're aware of, we even took the story of the recent verification exercise that happened in Abuja, where they had asked all these thousands of people, hundreds of civil servants to all converge in Abuja. The office is saying that for the first 2 days, it was the workers themselves that did not conduct themselves responsibly, but they've given them like a extra till the end of the month to finish the registration process, and then anyone who is not on the list, it means that that person is a ghost worker and the person will be delisted from the list. But I would like to say, one thing I noticed with government is we don't also like to take accountability. As much as you said that they did not properly conduct themselves, you brought in too many people in a place that could not accommodate the number of people that you brought in. So going forward, for verification exercises like that, they should be done at different states, Have your trained officials go to the different states and carry out these verification exercises.
Okay. Yes, I was going to take a story about infrastructure. There was the West Africa Capital Market Conference, and it happened in Lagos. Speaking at that conference, the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, represented by the Special Advisor to the President on Economic Affairs Office of the Vice President, Dr. Tokwe Fashau, gave this speech encouraging the fact that there's a huge infrastructural deficit within the West African region. And since the event is a West African capital markets conference, is encouraging that we can't afford to fund the infrastructural deficit with money from, we have to fund it within. And that not just Nigeria, even the West Africa at large needs infrastructure, and they can't fund from outside. They should fund from within the markets. The stock exchange has their work cut out for them, and the market needs to be able to generate the income necessary to fund and solve the problems within. Said that as the world is developing, technology has enabled people from around the world to be able to get their hands in the pocket of Nigerians, because their products transcend location and the services are being rendered to people everywhere. And so we also need to be innovative. The governor of Lagos State was also there, and he also encouraged innovation. He said the government will continue to do their efforts to plug the huge infrastructural deficit, but they can't do it alone, that they need innovation, creative financing, especially with the product coming out of the capital market to ease this gap. And I'm hoping that the capital market will take advantage of the partnership that the government is trying to entrench, because we can't afford to continue borrowing money at the dollar that is fluctuating or going higher like this.
The Punch. Diesel, jet fuel rising prices threaten industries and airlines. FG delegate visits flooded Ogun communities, promises succor. Shaun of Ogbomoso to appeal removal, says Palace source. Mohbad hid for 6 months over fear of attacks, says parents. The National Assembly to probe lawyers and others behind $11 billion PNID scandal. Supreme Court decides article and Tinubu's Obi political battle today, election battle today. President to present 2024 budget in November, says Senate. And 5.5 trillion naira payroll. FG stops workers' salaries not on IPPS. Okay, which story? Major headline?
Picture story.
Okay,
let me take that picture. I wish they could just leave that picture on for a bit, as we saw the governor of Ogun State swimming through 7 rivers and 7 oceans. So they say the ministers of state for environment, Dr. Isiaq Salako, and his counterpart for the Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation, Professor Joseph Utsev, had gone on a spot check assessment of the Isheri community in Ogun State. So really, I think it was maybe on the invite of the governor of the state. He had mentioned that that community is constantly flooded, as you can see in the papers. Terrible situation. These people have dealt with this issue for many years. So these ministers have gone with the governor to look at this, and they are assuring us that they're going to work on it. That is one of the important things that this administration, the president, is committed to finding lasting solutions to flooding challenges, in the country. And so
Can I take
very soon.
That Jeep.
Yes.
It was not that Jeep. Can you pass that, please? He sent it that we said,
How are the Nigerians?
The Jeep.
Take me up on it.
So you mean
Wait.
Senator, they want Jeep
Thank
to
you.
inspect.
I'm happy you asked me this question.
Please.
See, because he has this Jeep, he does not know exactly what the people... See, people
should have known your
see the Okada. He should have used the Okada. He should have used the canoe.
Okay. Okay.
You should have known your boat.
Okay, I shouldn't have asked the question. Let's move on. Show. Okay, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
So the major headline, manufacturers are giving us details of how the high cost of diesel, aviation fuel, and petrol is affecting businesses. According to this report, telecom operators say they spend 40 million liters of diesel monthly. So if you do the cost, because diesel, even though the VAT was taken out, the prices continue to go up. It has gotten to 1,000 naira per liter, and they are looking at it going to 1,005. Even where it is now at 1,000 naira per liter, companies are shutting down across the country. They named some of the states where most of the companies are packed up already: Kogi, Edo, and some Lagos. So they have different experts speaking on this and why it is important to do something immediately. But I'm hoping that it's not about paying back subsidy, but government has to do something. And they say Forex is also greatly affecting this. I hope that...
Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. You have a story, Tokwe?
Yes, so the parents of the late singer, Ilerioluwa Aloba, popularly known as Mohbad, on Wednesday they told the papers that during the coroner's inquest that have been going on to look into the death of their son, that he's been scared for 6 months, that he stopped going for shows for 6 months out of fear of being beaten, of being harassed and being bullied, that he had gotten bullied from his former boss and label owner, Aziz Fashola, better known as Naira Marley, as well as his ally, Sam Larry. According to the inquest and information from the father of the late singer, Mohbad, he said he was scared to go out. He did not know what substance he drank at the NDLEA when he was at the airport, and that he was always full of fear. He was always panicking. That every income that the boy that he earned was taken away from him, and that the 3-year contract he was hoping he was waiting it out to elapse before he could step out, and sadly.
Just an update from the Mohbad story. So the Oyo State High Court yesterday in Ogbomoso nullified the selection of Oba Gandhi Alaoye as a new Shoun of Ogbomoso. According to the report, it recalled that Prince Kabir Olaoye had approached the court challenging the process that brought about the selection of Oba Gandhi Alaoye. And the plaintiff had alleged irregularities in the process that led to his appointment. And so Justice Karim Adedokun ruled that the selection process that led to Gandhi's emergence was fraught with illegalities and therefore null and void. However, Oba Gandhi Olaoye plans to appeal, and the people should, according to him, people should not fret. That according to the judge had said initially that the process was proper and was okay, and then he's going back to say it's illegal. However, they're going to appeal it to the appeal court to get a proper ruling, and we'll see how that goes.
The court also ruled that they should stay everything. There should be no the government of Oyo should not install any.
But they went ahead to install at the time.
No, at this time, till the judgment, the matter is conclusively heard. Nobody should install any show.
Okay, Daily Sun very quickly. Decision day suspends as Supreme Court rules on Atiku Obi's petitions against Tinubu today. Ethiopian Airlines opens up on Nigeria air deal. Senate considers bill seeking to bar CBN governor deputies from politics. Expects improved BVA's IREV performances, INEC assures Nigerians. Israel insists on resignation of UN Secretary Gen over comments on Gaza attacks. Tinubu to present 2024 budget in November. And the inflation devaluation drive Nigeria's money supply up to 66.4 trillion naira, says CBN. Okay, which story are we starting with?
I have INEC. So INEC is telling Nigerians that they should expect improved BVAS and IREV performances in the next month's off-cycle governorship election that's happening in Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo State. The chairman of INEC is saying that they promise, that things will be much more improved. He says, as you're aware, the commission also conducted mock accreditation involving actual voters in designated polling units across these 3 states. So the mock was supposed to, determine how well it's doing. And because of that, they're able to make great improvement, and they would see that during the elections. And then he also referred to some of the complaints that the Nigerians have made, CSOs have made about security during the process, and around the collation centers and polling units. And they said that they are constantly, he's reassuring Nigerians and that they're constantly working and engaging security agencies at the national level and also these 3 states so that people can carry out, their rights without any harassment. And then there's where very soon all those that would be there for observation can come and collect their ID cards, and then for seamless governorship elections in these 3 states.
Okay, so today's decision day. Supreme Court today will deliver the judgment Nigerians have been waiting for in the 2 surviving appeals filed by the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar of PDP and the LP counterpart, Mr. Peter Obi, against the victory of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This was communicated yesterday by the court registrar on Wednesday through a notice signed and posted. If you recall, this case has been the Exiled Law Supreme Court has 60 days within which to hear the appeals and give its final judgments. The appellants are praying for various things we've discussed in the past few weeks here. Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi have different prayers to the court. And by today, we should hear what the final Supreme Court judgment would be, and we'll see how things go from there.
Okay, so the Senate has decided to clip the wings of any CBN governor or deputy governors seeking to run in politics. They have these bills that have passed second reading. The Central Bank of Nigeria Establishment Amendment Bill 2023, sponsored by Sunday Karimi, APC Kogi West, and a bill to amend the Central Bank of Nigeria Act of 2007 for matters connected therewith for 2023, sponsored by Darlington, one co-chair of the Abia Central. So both bills, one, Section 9, subsection 2 of the CBN Act now is notwithstanding provisions of this Act or any written law in existence, the governor and deputy governor of the bank shall not participate directly or indirectly in partisan politics, nor contest any election during their tenure in office.
It should be called the Mayfield's Act.
Yes,
Mayfield's
Act has been passed. And also the second one, the bill seeks to amend, the one moved by Nwokocha, seeks to amend our Section 20 of the CBN Act by inserting a 20A, which, of course, prohibits the use of foreign currency in domestic transactions. You know, Nigerians, they like to spend dollars. You know, I want to buy a house. I'll just give you $1,000. Go and convert it.
We have even been invited for an event, for a show in this country. With the ladies of Yourview were invited to somewhere, I won't mention the place, where they pay in dollars. You're there now. Was it you and me and Mariam were there when they pay in dollars? You know that kind of thing. They pay dollars to get the service. You don't remember? I remind you during the break.
They put a fine to it. If it's an individual, either imprisonment or a fine of 250,000. If it's a corporate entity, $1 million, or imprisonment of the directors or board members of that.
Okay, you have a story?
Yes, I really do. It's the Gaza families have been made to wear IDs. They had to wear bracelets because even though the Muslim cleric in Gaza had allowed mass burial, families want to be able to identify the dead bodies. So the people alive are now wearing bracelets to identify themselves. This is happening while Israel is saying they're not going to have a meeting with the UN General Secretary, that in his statement implied that Israel deserved, yes, they were in the wrong, they deserved the attack. Of course, Anthony Guterres had come out to say that that wasn't what he said, that his statement was being twisted, that he said that it was wrong for Palestinians to attack Israel, and he's speaking for those that have died. And in the same vein, it's also wrong that Israel's attack is putting not just children as well as the collective punishment of the entire Palestine people. So that's what he's saying. Both sides have now done wrong. That there's a rule to how war happens, and that right now they need to get aid to people within that place who are running out of water and are unable to fuel, food, and medicine, and they need to be able to stop that war so that this can take place. Now, the meeting was supposed to provide that. It's not going to take place. A meeting was meant to hold between the UN General Secretary as well as the Israeli minister, and now the Israelis said, I'm not going to meet with him because we heard his statement, and his statement is saying that we are in the wrong, and so we're not going to.
They want him out. It's so sad. I saw a video yesterday about a reporter.
Al Jazeera's chief correspondent.
While he was doing his work, his family was bombed. He lost his wife, his son, and daughter while he was at work.
I was crying.
It's just
very
so
heartbreaking.
sad.
Okay, Vanguard. Let's find a story of not taking brain drain FG to increase enrollment of doctors and nurses next year. Tinubu appoints 9 INEC recs. Domestic capital market, not foreign borrowing, can fix infrastructure gap in Nigeria, says Vice President Shatima. Court sacks RCCG Pastor Gandhi as Shaun of Ogbomosho. And Senate to amend CBN Act bars governor from partisan politics. Which story?
So you didn't see the sports?
Oh, I didn't take the major headline. 7 Supreme Court justices will... Okay, they gave us the pictures of the 7 Supreme Court justices that will decide the fate of Tinubu, Atiku, and Obi today.
I took the sports story, and as it is now, Nigerians are setting, at the bottom, Nigeria sets record for the most NBA players in a single season.
Wow.
Yes. They said that
Which NBA?
The NBA in the NBA.
Basketball.
In the America.
Yeah.
Oh.
We have
so
so
this
many.
2023-2024 NBA season, Nigerians.
Where did you see that story in this place?
5 bottom. And see my bio.
NBA. Oh, my goodness. I was like, where did she see NBA? Nigeria sets African record for most NBA players. Oh, my Lord.
Yes, I said, let me do sports.
Honestly, it's
So according
strange.
to these statistics they released, they said 5 Nigerian players are set to take the court this season, and it's the highest among African countries.
So let's just say it's a Nigerian team.
They have their names. They have their names, but
Okay,
Nigerians
yeah,
that
that
are
story,
playing for
Vanda, we got to run off. I think that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we return, it's Thursday. We want our hot topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks and welcome to our sponsored segments. On this segment, we have the federal government and ALAT Digital Skill Innovation Program is a cutting-edge youth and MSME empowerment initiative pioneered by Wema Bank in partnership with the FG. The program is strategically tailored to train and empower 2 million Nigerian youths and 1 million micro, small, medium enterprise MSMEs across the entire nation. Join us on the show now is the divisional head, retail and SME at Wema Bank, Ayodele Olojede. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
So tell us about this FGAN, and that's federal government and ALAT skill, the skill innovation
program.
program. What is it about and how did you guys come about it?
Okay, so let me start with the fun fact.
Okay.
Wema Bank's mission is to empower lives through innovation. And, for over the years, we have, been doing a lot of impact work, and we've been able to sustain that through a very deep-rooted commitment to empowering lives, deep-rooted commitment to supporting businesses. So this particular initiative, there's a clear alignment of the objective of this program with the mission of the bank. We're trying to be able to empower about 2 million Nigerian youth and 1 million MSMEs. So essentially, what are we trying to do? We're working with the federal government. There's just no better platform to be able to do this. When you think about the overall outcome of job creation, the program, it's a spectrum of activities from training to incubation, to mentorship, to marketplace, and exposure to ecosystem of investors. So what is it that I'm trying to say? There are a lot of programs out there in the country that focuses on training, equipping a lot of young Nigerians with digital skills. But what it is that we're trying to do is to be able to take that a notch higher by helping them to be able to, through the training programs, we'll be able to build businesses. And then after they have built the businesses, we would assign them to mentors. We have a faculty of over 500 mentors that's going to work on this program with us, helping them to get them to stabilize in whatever business they've been able to create.
Right.
And it wouldn't matter whether you're a graduate or whether you've gone to school. We're just trying to be able to equip you to sort of inspire some ideation around entrepreneurship or you gaining some employability skills.
Right.
And then after you have been able to do that, there's an opportunity for you to monetize and make money. So there's also a marketplace in the spectrum of all of the activities that we're putting together. So you can, so for instance, if you have learned maybe web design, graphics, there's a marketplace where you can go to be able to provide your services and be able to make money.
Right.
So as you, as you build a viable business, we have an opportunity to expose you to investors who would invest in your business. We're looking to be able to get unicorns from this particular initiative. So it's very exciting times. Collaborating with federal government, to be able to provide a platform for job creation.
Okay, so although you may have mentioned a couple of these, but who can qualify for this program? Is gender a criteria? And then you mentioned something about unicorns. Could you explain that?
Okay, so it's open to all Nigerians. Nigerians between the ages of 18 to 35. I'm sure we're all aware of the bulge of the young people in this country, and we're trying to really be able to inspire internal Jakpa.
Okay.
So, and that's the reason why we're going beyond just training. We're going beyond just providing employability skills to even helping you to make money. And that's why I also mentioned the fact that it wouldn't even matter whether you're a graduate. We're just saying that in the next 5 years, the type of skills that would be relevant in the economy even across the whole world, would be one that is anchored on digital. And we're trying to be able to prepare
these unicorns?
our young people. Unicorns are okay, I don't want to call any name, but unicorns are when you're able to build a business that becomes viable and you make money that can become valuable in millions of dollars. So you have become a unicorn. So we're looking to be able to produce unicorns.
My daughter is a unicorn.
Let her join this program.
I tried to put someone to learn of some of these digital skills and he just couldn't make it. What specific skills are a participant looking to gain on this platform? And how does the skill program work?
So what we've tried to do is to create tracks. The applicant will be exposed to technological skills. We've developed about 3 curriculums, one that is on technology, one that is on entrepreneurship, and one that is also on soft skills. For the technology skills, they'll be exposed to courses like UX, UI design. They'll be exposed to courses around product management. They'll be exposed to opportunities to be able to help them understand how to build a business. We'll be helping them to facilitate business registration because quite a number of young entrepreneurs do not even think about registering their business, and which is the first step in formalization of your business. So there are 3 tracks: soft skills, technology skills, and then entrepreneurship skills that we're going to expose them to make them to be well-rounded.
Okay, so this is a very ambitious goal, and in the category of ambitious goals, we're trying 2 million Nigerian youths. And we're talking 1 million MSMEs.
Yes.
The impact will be huge, but how are you planning to achieve this goal?
Okay, so what it is that we've done is we have a platform that's been customized for this program. Okay. And everything that I've described, from the training to mentorship, incubation, marketplace, and the investor exposure, it's all on that platform. Okay. Additionally, like I said, that this is a collaborative initiative with federal government. We're going to be having hubs that would be established in 15 states. So what would happen is that during the course, this program is going to happen over a period of 8 months. The training will be for about 4 months. And then, the marketplace, the productification would then be for the remaining 8 months. In between all of that, the participants would also be required to take out, they'll carry out some activities in the hubs that will be located physically across the 15 states. So the state government would also be working with us on this. They will be the one to provide the property, and we would be equipping and training and just helping. From a practical perspective, we have a large number of partners. We have partners like Microsoft. We have we have partners like Microsoft. We have EDC working with us. The platform that we're also using is also from a partner. And it's quite interesting to see that a lot of Nigerians are motivated to be able to work to support her, because they really, this is, in alignment with their CSR objective. They're working with us, providing services, supporting us, powering software tools to help us to really be able to make this happen. So it really is an ambitious one, but it's one that we're doing in collaboration with a lot of partners, federal government, state government. Okay. So we believe together we would all win.
So what kind of support are you, various resources are you providing to help participants updated in this technological world? What kind of support and resources are you providing for them?
Okay, so like I mentioned earlier on, the support of the resources that we would get are all customized into the program, into the curriculum that we have built. The mentorship that will be exposed to, these are people, people like Morayo, people like Nima would probably be calling upon you to, to help us to be able to engage. They would also be exposed to financial services. They'll be exposed to loans, to grants. Okay. Yes. That's where we are.
All right, good.
That's the one.
Very critical. I agree with you.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
So, interested participants, how can they apply?
Okay, so everybody, you can go to the website, the Wema Bank's website. It's FG Skillnovation, skillnovation.ng. And once you click on there, you would be exposed to all of the information about the program, and you can apply. And it's as simple as that.
The one FG Skillnovation.alert.ng.
Exactly.
Okay, it's on the screen already.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I wanted to ask,
go ahead.
you were talking about 2 million Nigerians that you're looking to capture under this. How do you plan to spread it to,
How do they apply?
No, just how does the training happen?
Regional geographical experience.
Geographically, is it across the country? Do you have centers? How exactly?
So it's open to the 36 states plus FCT in the country. But like I also talked about, we would have physical hubs in about 15 states. So, but it's open to every Nigerian across the 36 states. And that's the reason why, so it's a hybrid program. So irrespective of your location, you are not cut off from participating in this program. Yes.
Okay.
And women are very much, yes, very much encouraged to be part of the program.
Any final words on this? Because this is quite exciting. You know, when people hear federal government, they're a bit taken aback. But once private sector comes in, they feel a bit more confident. Okay, this is for real.
Yes.
So, any final words to any young person watching you right now from Sokoto, anywhere?
Yes, thank you very much. So this is something that is very remarkable, and I would say that there are quite a number of challenges out there in the country. We're talking, several macroeconomic issues that we're facing, and like you pointed out, the private sector is stepping out to say we can, if we all put our hands together, put our heads together, this is a solution. This is something that can benefit and really close disparities in income, income disparities. So it just, I'm just looking for the adjective to use, that we're saying that, look, your destiny is in your own hands, and we have created opportunity. It's a remarkable journey that we want everyone to participate in. And like I said, this is an opportunity for you to also create your own internet japa, make money, and become a self-sustaining opportunity for you to make money for yourself.
Just as we wrap up finally again, just so that, because I like for people to actually understand what our guests are saying. Okay. So for example, my job is I make beads, right? And I live in Sokoto, right? And I've watched this program. First things first, I go to the website, I apply, right? After application, somebody contacts me, right? When I'm contacted, then I'm invited for a training. I'm just flowing with me. Tell me when I'm going wrong. Mm-hmm. After the training, and how many weeks online training is done, when it's complete, you also give me some funds.
No, you take me to the hub.
You take me to I want to be sure that we have communicated. So I get the funds, or I get the support, I get the resources, and then what happens next? So,
so you get like you said, using your example, you apply.
Yes.
And then you go to the training for a period of about 3 to 4 months.
Okay.
And then after the training, you will work with a mentor.
Okay.
Because we want to make sure that you understand exactly what it is that you're doing.
Okay.
And then after that period, even without money, you can go onto the marketplace and begin to sell. Mm-hmm. But then you would also have opportunity to be able to get grants.
Okay.
You have opportunity, if your business is viable enough, you have opportunity to be able to get loans that that align with exactly. And then the real deal is the fact that you have an opportunity to meet with investors.
Yeah. Yes.
We have millions of dollars that are already committed that we have from our partners to be able to support some of the viable business opportunities that we're looking for.
So from a small local Sokoto young girl making beads, you can think, okay, I can export to Dubai, I can export to Ethiopia with my beads once I go to this program. So you can start dreaming big.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to make sure that we understand this. Thank you very much for coming. It was a pleasure having you. Let's go on a quick break now. When we come back, once our gisting for the day, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Yourview will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Today, one of the stories that really caught our attention is a story about a young girl who was murdered by her boyfriend, Collins. I think it happens in River State. It was quite heartbreaking. The police had released photos of a student who allegedly killed his girlfriend. Suspect identified as Collins, apprehended while he was allegedly about to dispose of her body after allegedly killing her and harvesting her eyes and breasts. The picture of the young girl is such a beautiful girl. You can almost see her innocence. She's a 300-level chemistry student of the University of Port Harcourt, Justina Otuene, who was allegedly killed by her boyfriend. He's a 400-level student of the oil and gas in this, well, I say 400-level students of oil and gas in the same institution have surfaced online. All right, so it's a heartbreaking story because in the last few weeks we've been discussing ritual killings. Initially, we just totally felt that it was unbelievable, you know. But then people started sending us messages that, listen, these things really happen. You know, yeah, you might not know it because of the bubble you're living in, but trust me, it happens. Some people said they know somebody, their own family members that lost a part of their body. Others have said it happened in their presence. Well, I'm yet to see that's ritual killing. I mean, I'm mixing it up now. But in this case, this person has allegedly was planning to use this girl's breasts and eyes for rituals. Now, I have always said it that for us to really understand this conversation properly, we need a proper herbalist, you know, who can articulate himself, a ritualist, not the herbalist. Thank you, a ritualist. If you know a ritualist, not that white case foreign one. He always abuses me when I see him. I say, okay, you're not a real, no, he's actually an Ifa priest. I shouldn't even disrespect him like that. But I would like to see a ritualist who knows about stuff like this. And if you know one, please send us.
And we'll disguise him. We'll not even show his face.
We'll find a way to have a conversation, because we need to know why people need parts of human bodies to make money, and if indeed it's true.
I don't think people just need parts of human bodies. I think there's a femicide happening. I read the comments yesterday. Some people were saying she went for hookup. So does it now make it okay to just kill every girl that goes for hookup? Are you on a justice mission for somebody killing people who empowered you? You know? And the way that's how we excuse it now, give it a soft name till it will become
ritual killing.
Till we got here. They either call it ritual killing, they make it seem the girl deserves it for either how she's dressed, how she looks, where she went. The fact is, somebody is criminally minded enough to murder, butcher, and remove a human being. Forget the gender. Forget whatever led to what. She probably went there thinking she'll go back home. There was one skit that was popularized one time where these hookup girls were made to think that they were going to be killed, and you see the girls immediately panic. Some start to confess why they need the money. I'm not excusing one ill for another. I'm just saying, stop making it seem that because of what they did, they deserve what they ended up. Nobody deserves to die in such a manner. The young man is now looking like he's confused. At the time he thought of it, did he process that this is somebody's child, human being, family member that you're putting in that position? Or does it just because, she came for this, does it make it okay to you?
It's scary because, you know, when we were growing up, these were things that they say happened in bushes. Oh, somebody was kidnapped, they took them into the bush. Now you go and visit a friend that you've always known, that you're eating from the same plate, drinking from the same cup, and that person will turn around and murder you. Like, when you're sitting and talking to the person, the presence of mind, what is going through your head as you're looking at this person. There are other videos I've seen where, you know, they didn't quite get to killing their victims. And they would ask the question, this is your friend of how many years? They say 10, 15 years. Why? How did you think within yourself that you can take this, your dear friend? Did this friend do anything to you? No. But what is this about? It's about money. And it's not about money to feed. Oh, I'm so desperately hungry. It's about money to show off. It's about money to put pictures and videos online and show off. The materialism. So we now have a group of entitled, greedy, hungry, wicked human beings that have just been thrown into our midst. You cannot even trust anybody. People are going after their parents for these things. And it's not about food. It's not about immediate needs for survival. It's just about showing off. How did we get here? A part of me was saying, oh, it has to be drugs. These people are on drugs. They're getting angry. They don't know what they're doing. But it's not. Sometimes they think about it because they meet a ritualist. They talk about it. They talk about how they're going to transport it. So you plan, it's premeditated. Who are these people? What is it that they're feeding them when they were born? Or how were they being raised? What are they listening to? Who are they hanging out with? Now look at this. These are university students. You can even point out to the universities that they're going to. They are also studying. So these are not people that are dropouts and looking for a way to survive. Who are these people?
Dr. Let me come to you.
When I saw the story, I had loads of questions like Mariam, like trying to understand in this our Nigeria. And what Nima said is so important. Even if someone is a prostitute, does not mean that they can be murdered or their body parts should be used for ritual reasons. Even if someone was a prostitute, someone broke your heart. We seem to be raising a new generation of psychopaths, people that have no emotion, they don't care, the end justifies the means. Anyhow, kinshati low, anyhow, kinshati blow. Like, if you say this is how I'm going to make money, I will do it. Do I need to kill someone? I'll do it. Do I need to sacrifice my mother? I will sacrifice. Do I need to kill my brother? I will kill anybody just so that I can make money. There's a new generation of people that are in that level of desperation, and it's just not for the need for, it's not basic needs. It is to be able to feel among and live the life.
Yeah.
And I think that there is a mental disorder line in this part of it, because when I saw the face of this particular boy in the video, and some of the other guys you see, they just look straight, like they just look. It's not like, oh, I'm broken, or or like you. There's no
sober.
It's just there. It just has this straight look on their face. This guy had it. Another person too that was caught too. To just look straight like that. So I had to just Google like, what does being a psychopath means? They are psychopaths.
So how many of them?
How can you break? How can you take someone you were dating, like you had a relationship with this person, and then you woke up and butchered? They butchered. The person is not in one form, and they now use bag to carry and blood. How can a human being do that? The person is not. There's no empathy.
The person knows your name.
Yes.
The person is probably
I feel like
calling
it's a
out your
different thing
name.
if you pick up one chance and they kill a one chance. This is a relationship. People do it to their parents. They were one that he killed a 70-year-old, 70 or 80-year-old woman. The grandparents killed the grandparents. So I feel like we should also address that part, that they are not, there is a mental disorder that is encouraging.
How did we get to this point where we pressured our boys? Because it's boys killing girls. Are they no Yahoo girls? Don't they do Yahoo Plus? Don't they too need the parts? Why is it
women
boys
that are killing
attacking girls? Why? And we are letting it seem like, oh, it's girls
They
now.
deserve it.
Is there an ambition to clear girls off earth? What exactly is happening? Why are the Yahoo boys? Why is it Yahoo boys who need women parts? What is happening? If you know they killed their grandmother, they raped an old woman. What is exactly happening? Who puts so much pressure on these boys to arrive? Why, if they don't arrive, what will happen? If they don't blow, what will happen? The end with the world.
Okay, we have a lot of questions which are still yet unanswered. I think we might have to even wrap up on this very soon, because until we're able to get somebody to help us, to give us clarity, we're going to keep asking these questions. But it brings me again to the issue we have of local government, the function of local government, because these are things that close-knit, the bales, the obas. These are things happening, they're happening somewhere. Somebody's local government, somebody's area, somebody's domain. There are people there, the elders, where are they when this goes? There's no way people like this, these ritualists, they live in communities. There are people that will know something that know somebody. How are we being responsible for each other? Who is reporting to who? Who is ensuring that these people are being arrested or being detained or prosecuted for what they're doing? Nobody. We keep hearing that they are there. So where do they live? They don't live in the air. They live on the land. And if you're living on the land, there's somebody who is, there's a security operative or somewhere that can actually arrest these people.
It was the security operative that caught these guys.
So that's what I'm saying, that we need to fish out these ritualists and begin to execute them one after the other. Because these ones cannot even be prosecuted. And I don't know what we're going to do, but these ones, we need to begin to...
are the ones
we need to continue to execute some of these
ritualists. Take the stories, then we don't see the end. It's very important that when we get to that hanging, it happens. If the court says die by hanging, die by whatever that means, let's see it. It will discourage the mindset. Now everybody will just be joking. I need money. If there's make I bring my friend, I go just carry you go. You will say it to your friend as a joke. You say it. We must let it seem like, even if I want to use money, I cannot live with the consequence of being caught because of you. Let's see it to the end. Let's government, just as you mentioned now, that's the part they must make. If there's a crime like this that has been followed through, let's the consequence.
Let me take this call. And Boye, thanks for calling. You're there.
Good morning.
Good morning, Boye. You're live.
Thank
you, sir. Thank you.
Number one, I would say the media stations are even at fault. The censor board of Nigeria, they are fault. There are some kind of movies that they should not be playing, that reflect all these balls. When these guys are put out on board, he was saying voice. That is why I said clearly that you media stations, you are part of the problem of this voice going for rituals in the country. Lately, I heard one radio station playing this Mr. Sophia music, where he sang Yahoo 419 no be thief. Now my head I they use so. You understand? And they were playing it on the national radio. So the media stations are really at fault. And number one, now, it was obvious that this guy did what he did. Now, if they are doing case, if they take him to court, the case will still take up to 2 years or a year. If they are condemning them, this is glaring. I don't think the case has to take up to a year or 6 months before investigations are done and the needful...
Thank you very much, Boy. You raised an important issue. And in fact, interestingly, at Africa's yesterday, some of these things were mentioned because there's only so much you can regulate. Right now, you can regulate terrestrial, right?
Yeah.
But the online platforms, you can't regulate.
Because
They're online. So the radio station, for example, can download something online. So what is allowed on your terrestrial, for example, is different from what's allowed on cable TV, is different from what you can hear online. So most of these stations just download from YouTube and everything, and that's the uncut version, or the one that's the raw version is online. And some of these radio stations need to be monitored and sanctioned for these kind of this kind of songs.
Content.
So because the truth is, there should be the free to air is regulated.
Yeah.
In our country,
Heavily.
is heavily regulated. But because of the multiple streaming online,
and
it's
then there's
difficult.
pay TV. You can't regulate the
You
pay
can't
TV
regulate those
channels.
things, yeah, you can't. So it makes everything so confusing, and people just get away with a lot of things.
And these young people spend most of their time on social media. So what is influencing them is not what they're listening to on radio or what they are watching on TV. It is what they are seeing on social media. It's the TikTok. It is the flamboyant lifestyle on Instagram. Those are the things, and YouTube. Those are the things influencing them. And I found out, somebody was saying that there were Facebook videos where Facebook pages and Facebook groups where they advertise, if you want to make money, bring that. Like it is, people are now, ritualists are now having platforms online on social media, and they're advertising themselves, and they are creating WhatsApp groups to bring people. So it is about going for the source of where this thing happens.
Let me go on a break. When we come back, we'll discuss how we can go for the source. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're going to have to, the issue of ritual killings, we'll have to pack that for a moment, because the truth is that until we speak to a ritualist, we can't really go further. But our last caller opened up a few cans of worms that we can discuss. Media being a source of inspiration for these kids looking to get wealth through ritual killing. He also mentioned something about the criminal justice system, the poor criminal justice system prosecuting some of these things. And also talked about technology, because the truth is that many countries across the world are going through what we're going through, especially social media issues. Regulated social media is a major conversation across the globe. Various countries are banning and barring various online platforms that are possible in China, in Indonesia. And it's because they have the option to create their own, which they can regulate. So many of them, some countries have even stopped TikTok. I heard that even in America, a few states within America have banned TikTok. Many people are taking various measures to restrict the liberty so the online platforms gives to you somewhat, where you can, because how we regulate media in some way, but it's hard to regulate things that you go that is downloaded. So many countries are taking the bull by the horn. Now, how do we connect this to our own country? What can we do to restrict the kinds of consumption of media that we do? How do we even understand what these kids are listening to, how they're listening to it, what they're listening to?
National Orientation Agency. This is your job. You need to be closely involved in this conversation about regulating media and the sort of information that goes out. We see some social media platforms, they do the barest minimum, where maybe they would blur out a picture, or there's some things you cannot post on Instagram anymore, some content you can't post on Instagram anymore. But also, it's not enough, because they can, you see a platform, you say, we can't post this on Instagram, but you can follow our link to another platform where you can see the whole thing. So our government really needs to be involved. We've talked about regulating social media, and when this conversation started, a lot of us took it wrong because we thought it was about politics and politicians, but this is how far it goes down. It's talking like, what do we want our children to just openly consume without any editing, without any input from us? We have to be careful. I understand that, you know, what you consume, what is constantly in your mind, or what is before you, and what your friends are consuming, whether you like it or not, in some way, it would impact you, to influence you. So we need definitely to regulate social media. This conversation, also, I would like to see us on the global stage having these conversations. We know what China did. There are things that they could not accept in their country, and they say, see, please don't join us. So, you know, in many ways here, we talk about our country, oh, we're a sovereign state, we don't need their input. But then in things that should affect us, how are we showing our sovereignty? And this is the way to go about it. This ritual killing, we have, I don't want to blame it on just the social media. No, just on social media, because we used to watch these movies as children. It was the topic of conversation. Every Nollywood movie, we talked about it. You know, it became a part of us. Nigerians who would travel abroad, they would say their friends will accuse them and say, oh, are you not Nigerian, the ritualist? Because that was a picture we have painted of ourselves. So the content of who we are as well, for filmmakers and, you know, those in the industry, you need to paint us differently. We are not the people that condone this sort of lifestyle. We're not the people that accept it. And then the police, the judicial system, you need to step up and do the work that you're meant to do. When you catch these people, let us see them being properly prosecuted in so short a time. Let Nigerians, young people, see, you know, how they end up. Let's go to schools. Let's talk to children on radio, on TV. Let's make this, you know, a conversation that we constantly have. Then parents, whether we like it or not, we have a role to play. What sort of content do we consume in front of our children? You may think, oh, I'm an adult, I can tell the difference, but your child is there beside you. What sort of content are you consuming in front of that child?
Adebola, thanks for calling.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm interested in this topic. You see, actually, the government also contributed to this. One, the own videos. Most of the old video in Nigeria, either English or Yoruba, you see elements of rituals. They want to make money. Go and bring this, go and bring that. And they will do it. When they do this thing, they will leave it to the society. People will watch it on African Magic or on old video. Now, these are part of the way these young ones are saying that maybe that thing is new. But they are following that it's African magic. It is not, it is a magic. It's not something that is real. But the fact that it is real, so that most of them are trying to say that, okay, if I will kill somebody who I'll be able to make money, I'll become rich. That is number one. Number two, the Bible said that in the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1 to 5, it said in the last days, physical time how to deal with the here. Men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money. Let me just stop there. Lovers of money. People are so much interested to become slaves to money. And in order for them to be rich now, they can do anything to get that money. Because maybe they fear their friends by riding a very exotic car, living a big mansion, living a bigger life. They want to have that kind of life. So definitely they will go to any length in order for them to get this.
Thank you very much, Debola. The truth is that Nollywood has improved compared. I know many of us grew up watching these things, but a lot of I've been one person that always saying that, listen, Nollywood must change our narrative. And I think a lot of them have, but you're right. There's still some that still try to reference that. But we also watch those movies.
Yeah, but a seed was planted.
Yeah, but we also watch those, and we didn't go looking for ritualists to grow up. So there's a place of parenting. So yes, they can teach you something, or you can see something, but you can tune it, you can watch it, you can also choose and make a choice that, you know what, I don't have to go that way. So there are ways of, you can be influenced, because we also grew up watching those things.
All the people that keep people to have money, they run mad.
There's always consequences.
But they still make the money.
Yeah. No,
yeah,
they make the money.
So
that's
the
thing.
I love the fact that.
Yes, there was always
they made the money, they didn't live long. They made the money, they didn't have peace. They showed it in all those movies. And they seem to be eating from the pits of...
But you see, it goes back for me. The point I was trying to make was that there's still a very important part of parenting. So regardless of what, because the world will throw things at you, you will see all sorts growing up. But there's a foundation your parents will lay. So what are our parents doing also concerning how we raising these children?
These parents that are raising children, what do they know?
Exactly.
Who are they themselves?
What influenced them as well?
Yes, what influenced them? What is important to them? Is it materialism?
values?
You know, there's something that we talk about in Nigeria where we say, why are you talking? I have more money than you. We make it about money. And we think it's just that. You know, it's about more money. But the thing is, there's so many things that would, you know, that's just part of materialism. Where you're pushing a group of people who feel that they need to do everything and anything to get it. So when we want to, as a society, what we encourage, what we respect, what we highlight, you know, that's what we'll see a lot of. What you said we saw as children, the ritual movies, what we saw and we're able to differentiate, the next generation will take it to the next level. So if you constantly encourage people who are, who believe in, you know, in hard work, in doing things that is not about money, that understanding that money is something that can come and go and something that can sometimes be associated with your hard work, that your inspiration is not just money. You have a generation of people that think about what can I do? What can I create? How can I make my society better? How can I develop my country? And that is where they get joy from, and not just about money.
Something that you said, you kind of was sandwiched in what you said. So in the past, right, we had those movies on ritualists, right, that we grew up with watching. But you see, when new Nollywood came, they didn't come to address or change that perspective. They went far ahead to show the glitz and glamour. What we show is this lifestyle. So we've left, that middle part of trying to re-educate and say that you can actually reorientate and try to actually do movies to show real, genuine work, hard work, and benefits of hard work. We didn't do that. We went straight to the glitz, the big cars, the houses, the traveling abroad, coming back. That's what our Nollywood is showing. All the people are speaking English and who are looking very foreign. But that's what we do right now. That's what our Nollywood is. Forgetting that we need to reorientate a whole community. There's a huge population of Nigerians who have consumed this ritual content for so long that needs reorientation. And that's where there's a gap in there somewhere that we need to fix with Nollywood. That Nollywood can actually help us fix.
I agree. I remember when Domitila was released, what was popular then was street prostitution across Lagos, particular runs. No, they had some streets who were popular. I don't want to mention any streets here. And it was a popular thing that was scaring everybody. And then they did a movie that talked about the different lives of 4 ladies, how the consequence of it affected their lives, whether some lived on, you know, everything was captured in that movie, enough to just discourage young girls from ever considering it. And then they did a modern one now, and a lot of...
It seemed like it encouraged it.
That is like it encouraged
So
it.
when you watch, even when you watch the old one, when you watch, people take things in different ways. I can look at it and feel like, hey, this is suffer. This life that's, you are living a life of serious suffering, and you are promising that you might enjoy for 20 years and then suffer for the next 30 years. Okay, let me just make the sacrifice and enjoy for the next 20 years. Some people look at that as opportunity cost. So even if with the movies you are depicting that they will suffer later at the end of their life, but at least they enjoyed. And if you watch the movie, they would enjoy like for 90 minutes in that 1 hour, 20 minutes movie. So you suffer, then they will not suffer for like only 5 minutes.
You show the glitz and glamour.
Yes. So people will still take what they want to take. I just, at the end of the day, we will not blame. I don't think it will make any sense to say, oh, Nollywood is a problem, or social media is a problem, or saying that government is a problem. It's all working hand in hand. That everybody is contributing, and if it's going to change, everybody would have to contribute to the change. You can't regulate social media. You can control what people are saying in your country. I want to do advertisements to Europe, and when I tried to advertise to France, which I used to be able to do before 2 years ago, when I tried doing it now from Facebook, I'm not allowed to advertise my real estate from Nigeria to France, guys. They have changed how I can do my advertisements to their people. So policies can happen here to stop those kind of things from happening. We can do it.
All right, let me take this call from Hassan. He's been holding for a while. Good morning, Hassan.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning, sir.
Mariah,
Yes, sir.
look at it very well here. You see movies and whatsoever sources we can talk about are the expressions of our society. The same way language is the mirror of mind, the same way movies are the expressions of the going on in our society. We should look at ourselves, talk to ourselves, even look at our questions. Look, there's what we call moral decadence in our society. Go to our universities nowadays, unlike before. Go to our university today, go around the university and see what is happening. Look, there's no morale. People believe, look, you can easily differentiate between the low class and the higher class in university today. Today, go to our university, a lot of guys are just there. The same way, those guys, that guy for Port Harcourt that killed his girlfriend, they are just in university, just being there, marking their time to take their degree, paying for their degrees. They don't study for their degrees. They pay for it. And they look down on the others. And look at the family settings today. The children are looking at their parents as out-fashion, obsolete. You know, people that are no more there. That's how children are looking at their parents nowadays. And look at the relationship between the parents and the children. Look at what the parents encourage the students to do and the children to do. Look at the relationship between the parents and even the teachers in their schools. Look, in our day, a teacher can beat you to hell, and even your parents, they will beat you more. But nowadays, parents dictate. They will go, don't flog it this way, don't do it this way, don't look at it this way.
All right.
That's not how.
Thank you very much, Hassan. I mean, he has really said some things here. Go ahead, Nima.
So we have tweets. This one went for us straight. It says, Kingdom of Life. It says, it started from the various adverts, like if you've got it, flaunt it, the display of affluence on social media. Even as you display your phones there, it's intimidating and pushing some unreasonable ones to get it by whatever means. Even our laws do not agree that there's voodoo. Honorable Ademola says, some Nigerians are just too wicked. They don't value life just because of money. People are too evil to think of using human parts to make money. They forget death is inevitable and that everyone will die one day. A lot of people are living with mental disorder.
Wait, Nima, I need to ask you a question. How does somebody watch television today, see our phones and feel intimidation? When I was growing up, my father would say, you see somebody has something that you don't have, and you see it and you admire it and you move on. You are able to look away. Or you just, in fact, you get a slap on your face, but look straight. Why you look at somebody else's thing? You know, like, there's something that you don't even think about. So how do you see somebody using phone on television and you feel like, aha, am I intimidating you?
I want to say some people use this. So that point was supposed to be used as, oh, see what you are, see even you see what you are. But your problem, the problem is that you've forgotten to realize that already the spirit of materialism that lets you look at other people's lives and think it's about intimidation.
Exactly.
So
it's your interpretation.
For
already seeing it that
Thank you
way.
for
So
helping.
you're seeing it through your own lens of materialism.
Materialistic world with this generation already. 100%. I told you how a young 18-year-old sees my iPhone then and says, isn't it iPhone 8 Plus? That's the phone I want to use now. At 18, what age? Now, Sergeant, when they do now I carry go.
Exactly. You know, they pass the phone down to you.
Yeah.
So, another thing that we've not properly spoken about is the fact that we live in a world of, once you have money, you are good. When I said that the judgment against Dr. Femi Olaleye is a big victory for us, is that people need to realize that money does not inoculate you from the realities of life. Being wealthy does not mean you will not be arrested by the police. But in Nigeria, being wealthy, you would drive past. Being wealthy, you're so powerful as a wealthy person that people realize that I can never be poor. This anyhow I must make this money.
Let's talk about wealth and materialism.
Even in universities, the wealthier person can avoid coming to class all through and still graduate. So you come to class as if what happened. It happens.
Yes.
When I was in school, one of my friends that lives in Maltu then was attending a school in, I think, was it in Laro or in Ilorin? It was Elsha. It was in Laro in Ilorin. And the guy was like, oh, I bought a gen for my lecturer. I bought 6 generators. I passed my neighbor generator, Yahoo Boy. I bought 6 generators for my lecturers. That I don't need to go to school. Like, I don't need to go for lecture because I will pass. Yeah. Let's not behave like it's not happening. So when we have those kind of things, what you now end up seeing is people start getting desperate for, I want to look Like if I live, if I'm driving, if I'm here, I'm free. I'm not going to be. I don't face justice system. I can escape.
Unfortunately, we have to run.
Oh,
I know that
because we need to
get into the
yes. So because I want to say my experience, my
Yeah,
experience when I went to school with
people too.
with
Big,
people.
wealthy
It's not big people, heads of states' children. Senators were my set. They came to school. If they did not come to school, they will face the consequences. So it's materialism of that person and the lecturer that is collecting it that is the problem. I just want to say that we're not all cut out that way.
The school system can also curb it. You have attendance and you must write your exams.
We have to wrap up. Unfortunately, this thing that started brewing towards the end of it. Unfortunately, we have to go because we have a guest coming up. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll bring in our guest. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So in recent times, the state of education infrastructure in Edo State, the state of infrastructure in Edo State has been a major talking point for the oil-producing state that prides itself as the best when it comes to basic education in Nigeria. A series of appalling images emanating online has regards to the dilapidating nature of their schools. It has left many talking and questioning what exactly is this Edo Best initiative about. Joining us on the show right now to give us some insight is the Executive Chairman of Edo State Educational Basic Education Board, SUBEB, Mrs. Eyitayo Uzavize Salami. Welcome to the show, madam.
Thank you very much. Hello, and hello, the view.
It's okay. All right, so first things first, the videos that were circulating on social media was quite appalling. And give us an idea, which school exactly was this? And is this how all your schools are in Edo State?
All right, thank you. Thank you very much for your question. The first video that went viral was on a school called Osaritin Primary School in a local government called Unde. The second video that you're probably referring to was from a school called Aburu Primary School in Enwato, in Eastern Northeast local government. I would like to say and put things in context here. First of all, we have 1,330 schools. In Edo State, basic education covers both primary and junior secondary schools. So we have the whole portfolio of that infrastructure to manage under the provision of free and compulsory education. In all of these schools, we have 10,700 classrooms where children are learning on a daily basis when they go to school. So when you pick out one school, or you pick out one building, or you pick out one classroom and focus on that, you don't actually get a context of the entire picture of what the state portfolio looks like. So that's one thing to be said. What's also important to say is that for this video, for the more recent video that you reached out to me about with the children in the classroom. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, very clearly.
Yes,
go ahead.
with the children in a classroom. I want to say the question that gets thrown at us a lot is that, is this true? So I want to say that that is definitely our school and those are our children. But this video was shot on the 19th of October during what we have under Edo Best, the Open Day event. Open Day, as you may be familiar, is a day when parents come in to all go through the performance of their children's work. So on a day like this in Edo State, there's no learning going on. So in fact, that week, the children hadn't learned. They had done their midterm exams. They had their results, their marks had been collated. And now the teachers, the parents come in, engage with the teachers and leave. In fact, children are actually not in school on that day, except their parents come with them. So on this day, this video is shown. After investigating and calling the person who actually filmed the video, we found out that as an effect of the other video, they said to themselves, let's get the attention of the state. So they gathered these children who you can see are from different sizes. So they are not. No. Okay, so you can see the children are from different sizes. So they put them in the classroom, they bring in the plank, they're told, tell the children to lie down, give them the right material, pretend like they are taught. The blackboard on the school, the blackboard on the classroom shows that the last lesson in that class was earlier in the month or a previous. I don't know if you can hear me because
we can hear you. Just focus on what you're doing. Don't watch TV. Just focus on us. Keep talking to us. We can hear you.
All right. All right. So you can see that. So the classroom, the video in the classroom show that that is not the actual learning classroom in that school. They took the children there and decided to shoot the video. So what I also would like to say, in going to investigate, and from the data we have about that particular school, we know that it is a school that we need to intervene in. It currently has 3 buildings, only 2 of which are functional, which are in a state that need to be renovated, not demolished. The one that needs to be demolished is a mud building. It is not in use at all. They also have a 60% furniture adequacy. It means that we need to provide them with a bit more furniture. That school houses only 93 children, cut across ECCD, 10 classes, ECCD up to primary 6. It means that on average, no class has more than 20 children. So that is the data that we have. One thing you must understand, I come from the private sector as well. And one thing I found in providing public education is that UBEC's slogan is, education for all is the responsibility of all. So the government does as much as it can within the limits of the resources that it has. What is also very key in basic education is that the community plays a key role. In many circumstances like this, and when the community provides chairs, or they reach out to us to provide when we can. But for a class that has 10 children, usually you just have, and people just say, we've done this for our community.
Right.
It tends to happen.
Let me get a few more questions in for you.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, the Chairman Subai.
Okay, good morning. In Edo State,
Morning.
how long has the Edo Best program been in existence? When did it start? What did you plan to cover? And in what amount of years did you plan to cover that? Because the feedback we get is different from what you're saying right now. And I wonder, out of the 18 local governments, how many schools have Edo Best affected, that change you talk about?
All right, so thank you for that question. So Edo Best, I will speak about Edo Best. Edo Best, you said, what did we come out to accomplish with Edo Best? Edo Best,
and how long has it started? When did you plan to finish?
It has been on for 7 years.
Okay. And how far has it reached across the local government?
All right, so it started 7 years ago, and it is across all our primary and junior secondary schools. So you must understand that Edo Best has different sections of it. So there is the leveraging of technology, where we extensively train the teachers. So one of the areas we chose to focus on primarily in starting to implement the program was that we will focus on human capacity building. 4 questions. It's nice that you ask, what did we seek to achieve? And what can we reasonably achieve in 2 terms of a government? So we said, His Excellency's 4 questions were, are the teachers in school? Because they weren't. And when they were in school, he said, are they teaching? Because so teachers weren't in school. And when they were in school, they weren't equipped with the resources to deliver learning to the children. So you would have all these jokes about breaking melon and things like that. And then the question was, children in school? Because really, the effect of consistently not having teachers or learning not going on was that teacher enrollment was dwindling. So are the children in school? And his last question were, are the children learning? Over the last 7 years, what Edo Best has sought to provide is to set in place a system of accountability and monitoring that ensures that teachers are in school. First of all, he ensured that they get their salaries as and when due.
Okay, let me pause you for a second, because we don't have a lot of time. We'll probably bring you back when Edo Best comes to come and talk about Edo Best. Our concern are the videos that are trending. And I think Nima was concerned about a specific local government.
It's also specific because you said, why are the kids in school and why are they not in school? That is largely based on the lack of infrastructure in most of the local governments. Counter it if I'm wrong. If yes, how many of these schools were upgraded enough to be habitable for children?
Yes, so we have intervened so far. In this year alone, we have intervened in 336 schools out of the 1,300. Over the course of this administration, from since the first term,
across local governments or in a particular
across all 18 local governments, because one of the things I've said in another video that I released last week was that you consider equity, because you are distributing across all local governments. In the local government that was cited in the video you just showed, in that local government alone, we are in 9 schools. In a school called Osazua Primary School, when I went monitoring, those schools are what we call progressive schools. Typically, in schools that are less, that are not urban, you find that you have schools that are 50 children, 90 children, you know, basically less than you would in maybe areas that are more urban. So we find also that what we've had to do in schools like this, like the Osazua, which is not too far from Osareti, is when we go there, we put a new structure, then we take down the dilapidated one. We have an infrastructure baseline database. We have line on site on every school that needs renovation. If we are currently intervening in 336 schools, currently introducing 402 new classrooms out of the 10,700 that are functioning, and over at least 1,000 that have been done in this administration before, beyond the work we've done in this year. It shows that we are being deliberate about the approach we are using to cover ground. Government is a continuum. Governments were here before us. For a building to be mud, it wasn't built under this administration. But this administration, at least under my tenure, has demolished at least 24 buildings, replacing them with block buildings. And it is something that will continue.
All right,
and it will not
let me get more questions in for you, madam, because of time.
So, funny enough, our set today has a lot of either Edo or Edo affiliated. So 2 of us are married to Edo, and she's from Edo State, sort of personal. But I will first acknowledge the fact that I'm happy that you did not lead with a denial. You did not lead with a, it is not true. And I am happy that that video was done. Whether it puts you on the hot seat or not, it achieved the goal, which is to bring attention to a particular school that they feel has been abandoned. The government has had 7 years, and it is important that people can feel the impact of what the 7 years means to the administration. And many people will say they have not felt it. At least this particular school, as well as the others that you haven't gotten to, will say it. How can you ensure that within the budget available, every school within Edo State can say, I have gotten something from the administration of Obaseki?
Okay, so first of all, you are right. There are good points. I would say that as somebody that sits at the head of basic education, when you're faced with situations that are bad like this or good ones, you must go away with takeaways. So the good part of this thing is that it has emphasized, it has brought to bear the fact that over and above infrastructure that is being highlighted is the issue of safeguarding our children. When children come to school, children we expect that they're in a safe haven. There's the concept of exploitation of children. It is wrong for us and for people that children are committed to expose children to videos that would be used for any means at all. Because when children come to school, they didn't come to be filmed. So we are saying to us, we need to strengthen safeguarding policy, because that is also a big issue. What is the failing of a system? Also, we are saying keep politics out of the classroom. You can film the building, do not focus on the children. You do not need to orchestrate children in a classroom to say you need furniture and expose the children. We are dealing with GBV cases on a daily basis. And we are strengthening, especially with the actions of Her Excellency, the First Lady, all her move for GBV, and also the World Bank support for our program ensures that we have safeguarding rules in our schools. So it's good that the video came out, because it's made us say to every education manager in our system and every teacher, you have a responsibility to protect the children that show up in your classroom, and they must not be used for exploitation reasons and for political purposes. So that is one.
So how
to say also what
On the video.
So how would you put it? If a parent was visiting the classrooms and sees their kids in that state, are they not allowed to make a video to call your attention? Is that exploiting the children? Because, we just need to clarify things.
Yeah, well, they can make a video. They can blur the children's faces. They must get approval from, they can film their own child if they want, but they cannot come into a school because they did not gather the children in their house. And it is a community school. You must understand also that in government, there are different types of schools. There are schools that some community set up and say to the government, come and acquire our schools. So there are different factors into it. Because would it happen in my child's school and would I take that line?
Okay, let me get one more question in for you, because of time. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so my colleagues have talked about, the video itself and how it looks bad, but also, sometimes it's good to look at the situation half full or half empty, and I feel like we've looked at the half empty. I would like to know what you met and how far you have come since, in the 7 years. What was the state of affairs when you got there? Sometimes when we have that context, it shows that work is being done. So how much work is being done? And then what would you say are your challenges that you're unable to meet, the rest of the things that, are yet to be met, that we have videos like this coming up?
All right, thank you very much for that fantastic question as we wind down. I would like to say that in the 7 years of Governor Obaseki's administration, 48,950 meters of fences have been built. 37,700 pieces of furniture have been supplied. 7,511 classrooms have either been renovated or constructed, and all these projects across all 18 local governments. We have constructed 1,100 toilets across all the local governments. We have put in schools at least 150 water sources like boreholes or whatever is usable in whatever local government or in whatever community we are intervening. That is how far we've gone. But one thing we've also realized is because we claim to be a digital state, we've said, let us know the state of our infrastructure digitally, and let us plan the deployment of resources in a way that the data is data-driven, is impact-driven. It also has political, implications as well. And that is how we've defined. We've also ensured that we put in place a system that ensures that the quality of our projects are as high as they should be. Because what you find is that it doesn't say that the administration before us didn't do any work, but we are having to fix all the schools that they did because the doors are crumbling, the roofs have gone off because bad quality was used. And we know that these are government schools, but do them to the best, to the best quality possible. We are also putting in place a maintenance culture because that is what public buildings lack. It's nobody's business and the government should come and fix it. So we are putting in place a 5-year infrastructural plan. And we're saying that as we go into the next phase of our interventions, we have 6 billion, for example. How many schools can we cover? And when the next set of projects comes, the database determines how much more should be done. Okay. When we have money from people.
We're running out of time. Let me just let Nima ask a final question because she's quite concerned about this.
So I'm afraid to ask, what the budget per school is like, because you said in 7 years you've been able to demolish 24 mod schools, including the one my father attended, and build new schools out of 1,000 schools. I fear what the cost per school is if you can only achieve 24 in 7 years. And the possibility of things changing as we Lagos Edo people would like to see Edo be, So I don't know how you'd reassure me that, you are achieving this that you have just said you have achieved. It's just not reassuring.
Hello?
Are you there?
Oh, I think so. We're still going to have to bring in Edo Best again to maybe have their day, because this is one of those things we see. We saw an issue, we brought them in just to talk about. They'll probably come back again to give us a proper, she's back. Hello, madam, did you hear Nima's question? We have to wrap up, unfortunately. We don't have time anymore. We have to really, really
No,
wrap
I
up.
didn't hear.
You didn't hear a question? Well, don't worry, we'll still take it. We'll have to probably bring it back on some other time because we've run out of time of the show. But thank you so much, madam. So just very quickly, the school where the man was talking, has it been fixed? That school where the man was putting the kids outside, has that been fixed? And the children where they were lying on the floor, have their furniture been supplied to that school? Just very quickly.
Yeah, so yes, we did. The building, the mud building, was demolished the next day. The children are in some temporal accommodation, and where we've provided furniture and learning boards and all that need. And we are currently contracting to put up a building for them that they can move into in January when the next term starts. For the children in Enwato, furniture has been sent there as well, and we are planned to renovate the school ahead of the next intervention. So yes, those are things that we.
So how many more schools need renovation right now?
And of course, I would like to say, can always. We invite. Thankfully, you're married to Edo and you are Edo. You should come home and see what exactly we're doing and how education is being reformed in Edo State.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Salami, for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. Thank you for shedding light on what's going on in Edo Best. That's all we can take on today's show.
I want to also throw in that for every Edo person in diaspora, whether you're in Lagos or abroad, you need to come and adopt a school.
Thank you for putting that.
Adopt a school, that's a good idea.
Adopt a school, that's good.
Like that. Nima, take one school.
Nima should adopt one.
We'll support
How
you.
many school fees is she paying?
Take your school, we will support you, we'll do front for you and support it. All righty, see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
I don't want to be.